Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fitma from class C, H012232, and in this video I will to read the summary from Mid 1 to Mid 7. So straight to the first meeting. The inaugural lecture of English Education Study Program and several discussion, one of which was about the lecture control discussion discussed by Mr. Rahmatullah as the secretary of the study program. The college contract is divided into several parts, namely attendance, such as schedule, tolerance of delay, if seeks need valid proof and permission, and then assessment, such as effectiveness, text, UTS scores, and UAS. The introduction of the English proficiency test for internal control, or we can say IPTEC, was also discussed in the inaugural lecture. The second meeting, Introduction to Language Testing. Language testing is the practice and study of evaluating an individual proficiency or knowledge in a specific language. Language testing is the idea of measuring or assessing a person's ability to use a language. Language tests need to be done to find out our ability and where the level of ability we have. A good test is able to distinguish between participants with different level of language proficiency. And the third meeting, assessment concept and issues. Assessment is assessing or introducing the level or magnitude of person's attributes, while an exam or test is one of the administrative procedure that is prepared and carried out at the certain time. There are two types of assessment, namely the formative assessment that helps teachers monitor student achievement, and then summative assessments that measure students' understanding as final scores. There are five types of assessment, including achievement test, diagnostic test, placement test, proficiency test, and then aptitude test. And the fourth meeting, principles of language assessment. The principles of assessment is the process of evaluating a person's language skill that serves as a guide for language assessment. There are several main principles in language assessment. The first is practicality assessment that must be effective and efficient. And the second, reliability language assessment must be consistent and reliable. And the third is validity language assessment must measure what shall be measured. The fourth, authenticity, resembling the use of language in real-world situation. And then lastly, washback can positively affect the learning process. And the fifth meeting, designing classroom language test. There are four assessment scenarios, namely reading quiz, grammar unit test, midterm essay, and then listening or speaking final exam. The process of developing and implementing language tests begins with determining the purpose of the test and the abilities to be assessed. This leads to the drafting of test specification and designing question. This process then includes the implementation of tests and ends with the provision of scores, assessment, and feedback to the takers. And the sixth meeting, standards-based assessment, is an evaluation system that aims to improve the quality of students through clear, regular, and measurable standards such as CASES, a program designed to provide upward assessment, and SCANS is a program that assesses students' ability in the field of work or diagnosis student needs. This assessment focuses on achieving establish competency standards and improving the quality of assessment, ensuring that students have ability to match the standards. The seventh meeting, standardized testing. There are three things that need to be considered in coupling a standardized test. Namely, first, standardized tests should be based on well-decided standards. Second, the specification requires a sophisticated contract validation process and is combined with practicality consideration. Finally, the preparation of question items and interpretation or procedure that require a long test period. Even though the standardized test has been validated, it does not mean that it is perfect and free of defects. So I think enough from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.